Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris Mooneyham, and thanks for joining us for this week's TCA All Sports Report. Yeah, again, thanks for joining us, everybody. Really appreciate you tuning in. For those of you who missed the All Sports Report last week, I'm just kidding. There was no All Sports Report last week, and I use that as a segue into my next point. Listen, had a lot of people, some of you, of course, obviously don't know out there. I'm a first-time father. This past week, now just a week old, and received a lot of warm wishes and congratulations over the last week. It was absolutely impossible for me to reach out to everybody on an individual basis and thank them. And I know that many of the people, unfortunately, I was not able to reach out to and thank for the congratulations. Watch the All Sports Report every week. So I want to make sure to articulate just how thankful I am for all of you out there who sent along your well wishes. Thanks so much. Fatherhood's been great through the first week, of course. Tired. Really tired. But that's to be expected, isn't it? It has been great through the first week of fatherhood. So, back in the chair, back on the saddle for the TCA All Sports Report. And time now to take a look at our back of the week. Well, who is Taylor Trammell, who in many circles is known more for his baseball prowess than his football prowess. I've got the example for it. This kid's an Under Armour All-American on the baseball diamond. He's so good, he's already committed to play baseball at Georgia Tech for 2017. He's one of the best outfielders in the entire country. I've been fortunate enough to cover him a few times on the baseball diamond, but of course we're talking football here, and for good reason. Trammell, the Mount Paran running back and defensive back, 6'2", 195. And with the graduation of Dorian Walker, he has become without question, and Amani Williams, by the way, he has become without question their number one offensive weapon. And last week against Pinecrest Academy, who was at the time number one in the power rankings in the state, he had an unbelievable ball game. 346 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. For the season, Taylor Trammell, 119 carries for 11-10 and 17 scores. What an amazing ball game. And that's not all. Pause for dramatic effect. The kid also had 2 interceptions on the defensive side of the football. And for his efforts, Taylor Trammell is our Touchdown Club of Atlanta back of the week. Derrick Brown from Lanier High School may be the number one player in this state regardless of position. This is the year of the defensive linemen inside the state of Georgia. Next year going to be the year of the quarterbacks, but for right now, it's the guys on the defensive line or the line of scrimmage on the defensive side. There's Rochester, there's Jackson, there's so many names, and of course, there's Lanier's Derrick Brown. Last week against Loganville in a big-time matchup inside of their region. Loganville's got a pretty good team this year. Derrick Brown comes up with 10 tackles, 4 of which, 4 tackles for a loss, and a 30-plus yard interception return for a touchdown. Corey Mobbs, the head coach from Lanier, we had him on the 680 The Fan Friday Night Football scoreboard show. He just raved on and on about Derrick. Not just about what a great player he is, but more importantly, what a great kid he is, what a great leader he is. ESPN has him as the number one player in the state regardless of position, and for good reason. And that's why you see teams like Bama, Auburn, Clemson, anybody and everybody, including, of course, Georgia, all over Derrick Brown. From Lanier, at 6'4", 322, he is our Touchdown Club of Atlanta lineman of the week. Okay, our coach of the week is Franklin Pridgen, the head man over at Wesleyan. Last week, Wesleyan won a key ball game against Pace Academy. Pace coming into the ball game, Wesleyan coming into the ball game. For some people having surprising years, I'll pat myself on the back. I saw this coming, mainly because Coach said it. He told me, he said, look, I got 25 seniors on this team. The most seniors in our program's history. We're going to be pretty good. And I've covered that team a good bit over the last few years, so I knew some of these kids coming up. Pace surprised even more people, although I knew they were going to be good. I must admit, I had no idea they were going to be this good. So for Wesleyan to come out with the 18-9 victory last week against Pace Academy, it was a key, and I mean key win towards playoff seeding here in 2015. In fact, most likely, via that victory, Wesleyan may have just earned the number 2 seed coming out of that region. Although I say that, and they still have Greater Atlanta Christian School on their schedule as well. And keep in mind, Pace plays Greater Atlanta Christian this week. I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. But Pridgen, who was the Touchdown Club of Atlanta's Coach of the Year in 2008, He is this week's Touchdown Club of Atlanta Coach of the Week. I'm sorry, I think I said just a moment ago, Pridgen in 2008 was the Coach of the Year. And once again, this week, he's the Touchdown Club of Atlanta's Coach of the Week. Want to remind you, fans, coming up Thursday, October 15th, down at the College Football Hall of Fame, beginning at 7 p.m., yet another unbelievable meeting for the Touchdown Club of Atlanta, again on Marietta Street at the College Football Hall of Fame. 7 p.m. Thursday, October 15th. Another gala, another gathering, another mingling at the College Football Hall of Fame. Our guest speaker, to be announced, will give away these TCA Position of the Week award winners and the Coach Award winners. Your ticket, $40 for members, $60 for non-members. You get a tour of the Hall of Fame. You get the bar, and of course you get your dinner. And of course we'll have Kentucky and Auburn up on the big screen after some of the festivities. Again, Thursday, 7 p.m., October 15th. College Football Hall of Fame. And finally, want to remind you folks to tune in to the 680 The Fan, Nally Lexus of Roswell, Game of the Week this week. It is Pace Academy and Greater Atlanta Christian School. If GACs can win this ball game, they will have set their inside track knowing that then they will only need a win over Wesleyan to claim the region title. Wesleyan, of course, will ironically be pulling for the team they beat last week in Pace, and Pace needs the victory. If they can beat Greater Atlanta Christian, they still have a shot at the number 2 seed and still have a shot at the region championship. Greater Atlanta Christian School and Pace coming up this week on the 680 The Fan, Nally Lexus of Roswell, Friday Night Football, Game of the Week. Pre-game show at 7, kickoff at 7:30. Until next week, I'm Chris Mooneyham for the TCA All Sports Report.